I met Norman during my time in the office and actually early on in some of the projects that we've been working together. I knew Norman way before I came here, since architectural school. I've now been working in this industry for almost 20 years, and very rarely have I worked with somebody with that sense of intuition. So it's not just his experience, obviously, and his knowledge about things, but it's this visceral understanding of what the building needs to be, or what you need to do, or how you need to change something in order for it to work or perform as expected. And I think that is something that you either have or not. I think that multitude of means and knowledge and backgrounds in the company helps us push above and beyond what other offices can do, because we can actually take different things and put them together into a much more profound and qualitative narrative of why the design needs to be what needs to be. I mean, I think the multidisciplinary practice that we have allows us as an office to produce the buildings that we produce, where everything is being thought of, from how the building is going to perform environmentally down to what the design of the doorknob is. And that as a whole is what makes a Foster & Partners building, and therefore I feel the multidisciplinary background is very, very important for us to achieve that. We all in this office approach design from an intuitive and creative perspective. I'm trying to create processes that can create very complicated things, but still allow human intuition and creativity to be part of that process. But the final result is always to make sure that the human creativity is actually amplified through these processes. So Mexico is a fantastic example of that, because what we were doing was trying to develop a space frame that had to incorporate a lot of different considerations. So these considerations were structural, there were environmental, there were considerations of movement throughout the airport. As you may know, Mexico sits on something that used to be a lake, so it kind of, the soil sinks in. It has a volcano nearby, it's on a highly seismic zone, so we needed to structurally perform to the maximum. We had to ensure that the building works as one single skin, and that it allowed us to effectively redefine what an airport should be like. So change the paradigm. And Norman is great at doing that. He has done that in the past, and he keeps doing that every single time he gets the chance. So with all these considerations in mind, we're trying to build a space frame that was 1.7 kilometers long, with spans that went up to 160 meters, and still ensure structural viability, not structural viability, but excellence. Environmental constraints shaping the columns and shaping like the gasket systems and the entire strategy through that building. And I think we succeeded really well. The structural consultants, which were Arup, were really fascinated by our process, and they had full faith in what we were doing, to the extent that we were really shaping the building. But the reality is that the lessons learned from these projects are invaluable. Every single project has a different challenge, I would say. And in some cases, there are challenges that you might have not met before, and you meet them in projects that you don't build. But then that knowledge can feed in a project later down the line that you're actually building. And you wouldn't have that know-how and that very quick thinking of, oh, I need to do this, if you didn't have that background of having done it in the past. I think there are a lot of very interesting questions coming our way, and there are so many different answers we can give, and all we have to do is be creative about them. I'm always up for a challenge, so the projects I'm looking forward to working to is challenging projects that challenge manufacturing, that challenge sustainability, that challenge even the way we live. Everything is always changing. Norman knows his Greek philosophers very well, and what Norman says all the time is the only constant is change, and that is true. So I'm a big believer of that. That's one of the things I look forward to in every single building I work. How can we achieve change through that building? But just that thinking, you know, that completely out of the box thinking of we are in such a fortunate position to make significant change to how people live, to how people work. What do we do with it?